that I can record on this in case I need to post this up later or have a copy of it. I'm going to say go live here, and I'm going to close this window. I think that'll work. No, I'm going to leave that up, and I'm going to say go live here. All right, so bear with me, folks. Every time I do this deal on LinkedIn, I get these weird windows and posts and things. But here's the be all end all of how I'm coming to you today. I have been going through my feed for weeks now, it seems, and seeing one post after another, after another, after another. I've seen a couple where, okay, looks like we're doing good there. I've seen where a couple of folks have posted about losing their jobs, getting laid off, talking about an experience with poor leadership at the office. I've seen a ton of posts about the leadership in the White House and internationally, and how they're fighting in the UK over things. And folks, like the title of the live says, I see these things in my feed, and I can't help myself because I'm writing a book on leadership. So the good news is the book is written. So all of the content for the book is complete. I've just gone through, had a final proofreading done, and the book itself is complete. And now we're building a sister website to launch in tandem with the book so that the experience of reading the book can become a little more interactive and involve some stuff online. So I'm super, super excited about the project, but it's really caused me to focus so much more on leadership. What does, active leadership really look like? And as many of us are seeing in our feeds, this negativity and this ongoing story of poor leadership, lack of leadership, all of these things, I get back to the main theme of my book, which is I believe everybody, everybody. So when I say I believe everybody, I mean everybody. Everybody is destined, is called to some position of leadership somehow, some way. Somehow everybody is called to a position of leadership. And if you're a parent, maybe it's you and your spouse, and you're just raising a couple of kids. Well, then it's you and your spouse on the outside of this little circle, and your kids are in that circle, and you're adding value to your kids. Now let's say that you go and help the little league team. You're throwing the baseball with some kids and one of your kids, right? So now your circle is enlarged. Now you've got a group of kids that you're adding value to in that circle, and your seat at the edge of the circle isn't about teaching them everything in the world. You're not responsible for everything. You're just responsible for your sweet spot, for your niche, for what you bring to that circle, right? And then that group of kids on the baseball team, well, they've got other leaders around that circle that add value to them from their perspective or from their specialty. Now, the thing that gets to me about when I say everybody is called to a certain level of leadership, the thing that gets to me is a lot of people say, that ain't me. That ain't me. I'm no leader. I'm a great number two. I'm no leader. I'm a good support person. I'm no leader. However, and that's the heartbreak for me. That's the impetus for why did I want to write the book? I was doing a study with some young adults in a church, and we were doing a study on leadership and the different elements that create a proper leader. And a couple of the young adults came to me and said, I like what you're teaching, and I like what we're going over here, but this just isn't for me. I don't consider myself a leader. And that's where I kind of got that foundational moment where I said, well, wait a minute, everyone's called to leadership. Everyone has a space. Everyone has a, dare I say, obligation, but everyone has something that they're called to lead in, or a group of people that they're meant to pour value into. Remember, famous author John C. Maxwell says that leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And so your leadership is the influence that you have, over people. And I believe that influence comes from some type of action or activity. It's your actions and your activity that creates the influence. And if you don't take your seat, if you don't take your role in leadership that's destined for you, that you've been called to serve in, if you let it pass by, if you forego your spot, that creates the void. Now, we've seen this in our society all around us, right? We see these voids in leadership all over the place. And when we create a void in leadership, that void has to be filled with something. So that's where, bad actors or people that aren't qualified or people that didn't have that organic, authentic call to fill that spot, they get those positions of leadership. And that's where we see this breakdown in our leadership chain. That's where we go through our feed and we look at stuff and we go, oh my goodness, how did that person make that decision? Oh my goodness, why, with so many people being upset at this person, how is this able to continue this way? How come there's no accountability for what we're seeing in our day-to-day? How come there's no accountability? There's no payback. There's no, why are we not seeing these things? And it's because for too long, we have sat back as a people group, as a culture, we have sat back and we have said, man, I'm really not called to leadership. I'm a great number two. I'll follow whoever wants to step up and take the reins. And it's not necessarily out of laziness. It's confidence. Maybe it's the lack of testosterone. Maybe it's we could go through all kinds of reasons to find out, why do people pass on leadership? That's not what this work is centered on. This work is centered on, if you've been reluctant to take your spot for leadership, or you've been second guessing yourself on the next steps to take to embrace your calling for leadership, then that's what this book and this work and this project is all about. And I thought today would be a really good day to jump on. You will see roughly every day at about 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, you're going to see me post something on LinkedIn. And it's going to be something in this channel. It's going to be something that deals with leadership, community, different leadership tools, something, somehow, some way that I want to find a way to pour value into people, especially the people that I'm connected to on LinkedIn. And you'll see this on a daily from me at 1 o'clock PST, right? So what's that, 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast, right? And so I've already got it scheduled. I got this week taken care of. And as we get closer and closer to pulling the trigger and publishing this book and getting the website fully released and getting those tools out there for people to consume and use, for me, it really is a call of the heart. And I'm going to put as much effort and consistency into getting this message out to people in a way, hopefully, that makes sense. Because if we talk about leadership as this, overarching thing, a lot of people get not confused. I'll say they get a little overwhelmed and they think, I couldn't speak to an audience full of people. I couldn't speak, at a stadium. I couldn't speak at college lecture hall. I could, and you immediately go to what you can't do instead of what you can do. And leadership, to me, like I said earlier, it's a call for everyone. Your influence, I believe, comes from your activities and your actions. And I'm hopefully going to, through this work, inspire people to take that first step, take that next step, establish some actions, establish some accountability, and, find that circle, of people that you can add value to. And again, you're not responsible for everything that affects those people. You just have a little seat at the edge of that circle, and you're only responsible for your niche, your specialty, and what you naturally bring to the table. Everybody is called for this. And I'm really hoping that we inspire more and more people to step up and take that seat at the edge, add value to their circles. And the book, as it's being released, is called Action Leadership from the Edge. And it's coming out really, really, really soon. Like I said, I'm super excited. The final proofread is complete, 15 chapters in the bag. And it's a full-size book. So I'm super, super excited to be bringing that to you guys. And as we launch this book and its project, I'm here for you. So just want to let folks know. And if you want to reach out to me, feel free to connect. I'm one of the creators on LinkedIn, so it says follow, but I'm open to connections. If you want to send me, messaging through LinkedIn, I'm totally open to all of that stuff. Folks, have an awesome day. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.